and welcome to today's podcast. Today's podcast is special because I have my daughter here, Megan, and just recently, Megan scaled Mount Kenya's third highest peak, which is Point Lenana. And Point Lenana is 495 meters above sea level. And on the 9th of December, Megan became the youngest Seychellois. We are from the Seychelles. She became the youngest Seychellois to have scaled that peak. And the most incredible thing is that she did this in 28 hours. So the route that we used was Seychellois. I think that any other route would have been a bit too complicated or a bit too challenging for her. She's only 7 years old. So I think Seychellois was, is and was the best option. So here we are, my little superstar. How was it doing Mount Kenya in 28 hours? And by the way, Megan did not have any prep hikes prior to this. So what happened is that if you're following me, I'm Kate, better known as Expat Kate on Instagram, on social media. I've had a crazy year. I've had a busy calendar. I've been in and out of Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Mauritius, Nepal. And, she has always been asking me like, take me somewhere, let's do something. She wants to earn her first badge. She wants to earn her medal. So I was really looking for that space. And I did not want her to go and spend 4 nights, 5 days on a mountain. I didn't want anything beyond 3 days on a mountain. So actually, even for me, I wasn't sure if Megan would have been able to handle a 28-hour dash. And she did extremely, extremely well. The only issue was that, her fingers are small and the gloves that she was wearing, they were not retaining the heat as much as it should have. So she ended up with many layers of gloves, mittens, and so on and so forth. So her tiny fingers became so cold. Like she was crying for a good portion of the hike. And but yeah, she did not have any altitude sickness. Otherwise, she was okay, fit to walk, fit to climb. It was just the hands. And when she reached the summit, she kind of like forgot about it because even in the photos, her gloves were off, right? And personally, for me as her mother, this was the highlight of my 2025. So, okay, let Megan speak a bit. Megan, you say everything that you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me why did you want to do Mount Kenya? Like, why were you insisting with me, like you want to go on a hike? And ideally, a while back, she did Ngong Hills. That was sometime in September, right? And I won't really use Ngong Hills as such as a prep hike. I mean, I think Ngong Hill only tests your level of endurance. It's a very hot hike. I didn't see how Ngong Hills would play a big part in prepping someone for Mount Kenya. It wasn't really a hike that she liked either. Then after that, when I was in Nepal in October, Megan she went to Old Moses, but Old Moses was not really a hiking or prepping kind of experience. It was just for us to know if Megan could handle the altitude. Old Moses is at 3,300 meters above sea level, and she handled the altitude very, very well. She spent a night there, and then she came back to Nairobi. So in between, she's had like nothing, okay? And that's what I'm saying. She handled the altitude extremely well. So tell me, from what made you want, aside from wanting to collect the badges and the medal, why did you want to do Mount Kenya?
You see, I liked hiking. You see, I'm a hiker, but you see, after my mom did hiking, I wanted to do hiking, so I decided to do it.
You decided to do it?
Yeah.
But I don't just do it I'm not a collector. I mean, I just want to see what the summit looks like. I just want to, when I start a hike and I want to share the story, I have to complete the hike. I'm not someone who, like I would come back several times to finish the first hike that I should have finished. Like if I'm saying I'm going, I want to show you from the beginning to the end. Like I want to see, and I want to see what I am seeing. So I think maybe what encouraged you was, each time I go, I come back with a badge. Each time I go, I come back with a badge. So it's like, so I'm thinking, maybe you think it's not difficult. Is that what you're thinking? You think it's easy?
Mm-hmm.
Because I always come back with a badge.
Yeah.
Really?
But then when I hike, it's so hard.
Then when you start, because that's when you're starting. But then when you are into it, then it gets better, right?
Yeah.
It does. And also, she explicitly said she did not want a hot hike. So luckily, Mount Kenya, although the snow had melted a lot. There wasn't a lot of snow, but it was still pretty cold, right? For her, for her age, even for me, for that matter, it was still pretty chilly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your reason. Your reason is because I do it, you do it.
Yeah.
Really?
I want to follow you when I grow up. I want to be a hiker.
When you want to follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. So explain to me, how was your experience at Shipton's?
It was actually so cool. It was snowing. It was cold. Even if my hand froze, I still made it to the summit.
No, Shipton's camp. The camp where we slept before we did the summit push.
That was Shipton's.
That was Shipton's camp. The one where we saw Batchen in the background. The one where I had to dress you and put you in your sleeping bag. It was called Shipton's. The bunk bed place.
Yeah. But it took long. We made it there until nighttime.
Yeah, it took a little long because of the rain and blah, blah, blah. But tell us inside the Shipton's camp, like, what did you think of the bunk beds?
The bunk beds were okay, but me and my mom kept on hitting our heads because they didn't really measure it properly.
Yeah, I think it's a little too low. The bed on top of the other bed is a little too low, but anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you struggled to sleep a little bit. I think you were still trying to find that sleep, or the sleep was just like, it wasn't quite there yet. But then you immediately dozed off. And then what else? The kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen was so warm. It had a fireplace. But when I woke up, I didn't feel like eating, so I had hot chocolate.
Yeah. In fact, Megan, when she did the summit push, she didn't have anything to eat. She did it on an empty stomach. She only had a couple of sips of hot chocolate, and she didn't want anything. Even throughout the hike, she did not want anything. It was only when she was coming down. Was it coming down from the summit? No. Yeah, coming down from the summit, when she got to Shipton's, she had lunch. But throughout that, she didn't have anything. Just some Coca-Cola, lots of water. What else? Oh, and then I gave you a little piece of peanut butter bread, but that was on the way down.
Yeah.
And then that was it. So how was it, like, like you saw the metal ladder thing to go up? How was that?
That was so cool, and it was a beautiful view.
There was a little bit of a view. You didn't see Neelian. Usually you can see Neelian from Point Lenana, but it was foggy, it was misty, and yeah. So I didn't tell her the bit about climbing the ladder. You saw this for yourself.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was so cool.
It was cool, huh?
Yeah.
But it's not all summits that are like this. Some summits have ladders, some summits won't have ladders, some will just be like very rocky, very steep. So you have like different summits, different ways of conquering it, I would say, right? So what else? What about coming down? Do you think it was steep? There was a bit of snow.
Yeah.
It was steep. What else?
It was rocky.
It was rocky.
Yeah. And then there was a little bit of mud. And then afterwards, I kept on falling.
You fell.
Yeah, but luckily the guide catches me because he was holding my hand.
The guide caught you. Well, you have to fall. You fall the first 3, 4, 5 times, and then you're like, okay, you know what? You might as well. Sometimes you even encourage yourself to fall because that's the safest way for you to not pause, but like this will be your break, right? If you're fighting too much with a pole, or if you're trying to find that tree that's not there to grab onto, sometimes you're just like, you know what, let's just fall, and then you pick it up right where you left off. So what else can you tell me? You were super warm. Megan had lots and lots of layers on her. So what else can you tell me? You see how important Coca-Cola and drinking water is. It is, right?
Yeah, it's good for the summit.
It's good for the summit. What else can you tell me? You've seen a lot of things. You've experienced peeing outside in the wild, right? You've experienced not taking a shower and using wet wipes.
Yeah.
So none of this disgusted you or discouraged you? No.
Mm-mm.
It was nice, right?
Yeah. At least I felt fresh with the wipes. It was so cold. We have to do it quick. You were like 1, 2, 3. Then you
Yeah, so
and
you
you
see?
wipe to everywhere.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, lift up the shirts, let's wipe, let's get dressed. Bottom, 1, 2, 3, let's wipe, let's get dressed. So at least you understand. You understand that if you're too cold, you will not succeed in a hike. If you do succeed in the hike, well, you have been very uncomfortable. In fact, the warmer the body, the better the hike, right? So you saw that.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
I saw a bit of animals.
You saw. I keep saying that this is like a rock hyrax, and you kept saying it was a
It was a capybara.
capybara. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, and then
We saw this like tiny thing. Was there a rat?
I don't know if you saw a rat. She says she saw a rat. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
it was tiny. They said that they were harmful.
Rats are harmful.
I'm not sure if they were rats.
Okay, I don't know what she saw, but I saw those rock hyraxes, and so did she. What else? But at least you got to see what Old Moses, the camp, looks like, and what the Shipton's camps looks like. At least you have an idea. It's not luxurious, but you know, when somebody will speak of Old Moses and Shipton's, you can weigh into the conversation, right? You have something to say.
Yeah.
You saw that the dining room, they share the dining room.
Yeah.
You saw the toilet, how it was.
Yeah. The last time I only made it to Old Moses.
Okay, well, that was the last time, just so you could acclimatize. But now you've actually done it throughout the whole way. You've gone through the marshy moorlands.
Yeah.
You've jumped on these onion grasses. You've gone through the scree and up the rocks. That was huge. And you are the youngest Seychellois.
Yeah, but they don't do below 7. Even like
Yeah, at the gates.
Guard.
At the gates, they were saying that normally younger than 7 they don't take, so it's usually above 7. And even for those at 7 years, that's what they said. According to them, they said that in 28 hours, it's remarkable because usually a 7-year-old would take like 30 plus, above 48 hours. So you've done well.
Yeah.
And now you can sit at the big girls table, and you've earned yourself a proper hiker seat at the table.
Yeah. And I got my first medal.
And she got her first medal, and she's very happy about it. So now we start. Next we figure out what we're going to do next, and we take it up from here, right?
Yeah.
We continue.
Yeah.
So I hope that you'll get to share your story with your friends at school.
Yeah.
For the Seychelles people, for the Seychellois, our people, I hope that you, like Megan says,
maybe we could do a presentation.
Megan says that don't let dreams be just dreams, right?
Yeah.
Do it.
If you believe it, then do it.
The thing is that you believed in it, but the issue was that it was me. I wasn't making time for it. And you've shown me, and you did not give up. In fact, you didn't complain. You did not give up. It was just your cold hands. And I saw that you have a fire in you that was burning a lot, and I really wanted the year to end on a very epic note, and she turned out to be the highlights of my 2025. So thank you so much, my dolly.
Mwah.
So now we say thank you to everyone who cheered on her, who wished her well, who is still congratulating her. We appreciate it. Megan appreciates it. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys in 2026. Let's see what we're going to organize, and we shall share it with you when the time comes. Yes?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.